Hello people of the internet, it's Amanda and I'm super excited for today's video because as you've guessed it, since I have my pen light out, I'm gonna be talking about my review, my experience, my feelings, my everything about the recent King and Prince Concert Tour 2021. So this was taken from their Yokohama Arena show from August 12. I've talked about my first impressions in terms of just the look of it, the inclusions, everything like that in an unboxing video that I did a couple of days ago. I'm so sorry if my voice still sounds, I think, a lot more horrible than I did when I filmed my unboxing video a couple of days ago. But even with that, I hope that you sit through this one with me because I'm pretty excited to just share my reaction, my review, my feelings, my experience about this entire thing. Now, with that, so I've talked about this a lot. Resense is probably my favorite concept so far from Kinpuri, simply because this is where they're finally showing what they're made of. Like they're being firm with their decisions in terms of what they want to push out for this particular arc of their career, and it really showed when it came to Resense as an album, with their concert goods, and now the concert itself. And I was pretty excited. I mean, I mentioned this in my unboxing video. I've been anticipating this concert ever since they announced that the tour was happening. I just the fan reports during the concert run was just really interesting. There's just so many things to just talk about and say about this particular concert even before I actually had a chance to see it. Now for this entire week, I've actually seen it, I don't know, 5-6 times ever since I got the DVD, but most of them were just really in passing. I paid more attention to documentaries first because I promised a couple of people that I would be watching it with them. And so I was just scrubbing through, some parts here and there and stuff like that. And then finally, I had a chance to just sit down, full attention, just to watch it. And it's absolutely amazing. But before I start, real quick, I just want to say that I'm the type of person who never really... It takes a lot for me to like something and to put my energy and focus on something. So whenever I focus on, for example, an artist or a group or a celebrity or any form of art or movie or anything like that, it means that I genuinely believe in it, I genuinely like it, and it takes a lot and so much for me to be impressed by something. And I don't know, I'm not really saying anything much with that. I feel like it's just personal preference. I'm not really into investing my energy into so many different things, if you get what I mean. And it's because when I do it, when I focus on one thing, I really like scrutinizing every single detail of it. And yeah, and the thing with Kinpuri is that I strongly believe in terms of the talent and the vision that they have, and there's a reason why I've been a fan ever since. With that said, I also love making fun of them whenever they mess on some things up, especially when it comes to lives, concerts, performances, anything like that, simply because it's just so fun to do that, especially if you're investing so much time just, focusing on this one thing. And I don't know, I just really love making fun of them because you really see the effort that they push into a certain concept, but they still somehow make it fun and exciting and not boring at all. And even if it's not 100% perfect, I still feel that there's just so much weight and just planning that went into it. But what's interesting is that Resense impressed me in a whole different level. And the reason for this is because I already know that this is gonna be a little bit more different, again, since this is more of their experimental album, if you will. But at the same time, it's different in a way that even in terms of technicalities, the vocal strength that they had for this particular concert was something that I was kind of expecting, but I never expected it to have improved in this kind of level. And I'm not saying that it's completely flawless or anything like that. Even their dancing, again, not completely flawless, but it's also what I like about them. See them improving year after year, and Resense definitely proved that. Now, I feel like it's becoming a little bit more, I don't know, nostalgic and sentimental if I put it that way. But with that said, I'm just gonna go ahead and start by breaking down the set list one by one. But before that, I really love the entire concept when it came to the opening. So they had this entire countdown thing happening. It's very cohesive when it comes to the concept of when they first announced their first single for 2021, which is Magic Touch and Beating Hearts, where they had an entire countdown thing happening. And then it's pretty consistent with the opener for this concert as well. It can also be a symbol for them coming back from performing in front of a live audience after a really long while because of the pandemic. And of course, there's also the idea of, Cinderella curfew countdown thing, or it can just be a countdown. I don't know, but I just really love that opening thing that they had going on with the timer and the clocks and everything. I really love that opening concept. And then from Land, so when Land ended, they left through this big crown tiara like boat thing that floated from the middle of the stage to the backdrop castle in the main stage. But for this one, they descended from the ceiling as they usually do when it comes to more live performances with live audiences in the past. And then so this one, and then they kind of like emerged from the middle of the tiara. So the tiara went down, and then you kind of wonder where they are, and then they got lifted up through this panel thing. They're holding them on their backs, and I really like that because I don't know, it's just something new that they've tried, and it's just really nice to watch and everything. And I absolutely just love that entire entrance thing. Their first song is Koiwazura, so again, really nice and fun. And it also kind of makes sense because through this particular concert, they were also gonna promote Koifuru, which is the song for Kaguya-sama 2, and then Koiwazura is a song for Kaguya-sama 1. So again, the set list for this particular concert makes a lot of sense as well in terms of the momentum as to where it's taking one song to the next and the experience of hearing one song to the next. And also at the same time, I feel like because there's so many dance heavy, choreo heavy songs for this particular set list, and I'm not saying that the past concerts weren't like that, but in the past concerts it just felt like, this one is a lot more cohesive in terms of the messaging of the songs and set list. And I feel like it's because they've had more than enough songs now to fill in that gap from getting songs from Recents as an album, and then songs from their past singles and past releases, and really incorporate and create this entire story, and I really just like how everything was weaved in, because again, setlist was beautiful. It allows them to take a rest in between some of the most intense choreographies and intense numbers, but still like the momentum in terms of what you're feeling as the audience, whether or not you're watching live or watching it through the footage, it's just so well thought out, and I really absolutely love that. After Koiwazura, we have Heart and Beat, and again, this is a very nice, fun song, and it's really engaging when it comes to, just getting the energy of the audience, because the audience, given the whole pandemic precaution, can't really shout or scream or anything like that. So all they can do is just clap or like move with gestures with their pen lights and Uchihas and everything. So Heart and Beat, again, very like a way to amp that energy up and to sort of like engage the audience. And then we move on to High on Love, which I have a love-hate relationship with this song because it's a theme song for Uirabu, which is a movie that I didn't actually enjoy as much. But then this song is really a bop, and it's just really fun to have Koiwazura, Heart and Beat, and High on Love in terms of like the opening set for this particular concert. And then we enter the VTR stage. I absolutely love the VTRs for this particular concert. It definitely feels a lot different compared to their past ones. There's again this sense of storytelling that went into creating the VTRs for Recents, and it starts off with them, jumping off from the whole land idea of the castles and everything like that. And then we move into them switching into the next phase of King and Prince, and then they transform into Risen's Namae Oshiete. So Namae Oshiete, I've talked about this and I couldn't shut up about it on Twitter and even to my friends that I have a lot to say about this, especially the solo angles. I honestly think like I can make an entire video about Hiranosho's solo angle for Namae Oshiete, but that's a discussion for another time, I guess. I absolutely love just the transition and everything about it, because again, it shows how they move from one phase to another. Then from Namae Oshiete, they moved to Namiute Kokoro, which is again, I absolutely loved how they did it for Land with the soft lights and everything, and they transformed that entire concept this time around into a nicer, a lot more beautiful production. And I really love like the chill vibes of it that has this very just very cool and chill kind of feel to the number. And then we move on to the intensity of Naughty Girl. And for Naughty Girl, notice that they didn't really focus much on just zooming in on the choreography for the song other than the chorus, just creating this entire visual experience when it comes to like really maximizing the stage that they have. And I don't know, but I just really like that. Because we've already had like the dance-centric song for Namae Oshiete, so to have Naughty Girl there, I like that. Again, there's a major difference in terms of how it is. It's not just all fun, dance, sing type of thing, but there's definitely, again, that kind of momentum that the set list is building. Then after that, after that, there's Dance to the Music, which is just a nice, chill, vibey song as well. So again, the transition from Namae Oshiete, Namiute Kokoro, and then Naughty Girl, Dance to the Music, that kind of flow is just so good in terms of balancing the energy of just a set list and just getting the crowd going with whatever is happening. It's kind of funny because for Dance to the Music, Jin and Sho had their shades on, and I don't know, but I don't know, that just changing the vibe kind of thing in terms of, you know, the entire feel of it. And I just absolutely love that when it came to transitioning to Beating Hearts. Now, Beating Hearts, it's one of those songs that were made fun of a lot because of the music video. The music video has this like weird woozy feeling to it, and it didn't really give the choreography justice. So it was really fun to see the choreography in a couple of shows when they performed it when they were promoting the single. But that song has just so much potential, and I absolutely loved what they did in terms of the production of Beating Hearts for this particular concert. They had this entire like cage thing happening just because, you know, you see some sort of like the sound wave movements to match the beats of the song. And it's so beautiful to watch the way that they did the entire staging for that. And again, I absolutely love it because Beating Hearts finally got the performance that it deserved. Then after that, there's Dance With Me, and then And Love. And again, the entire transition from those songs and also from Amazing Romance, like, again, it's so well thought out because it balances again the concept of the concert, which is real and sense of Kinpuri just trying to show that this is our real side and also the sense side or serious side that we have, and we can mix the playfulness with the more serious experimental ones with such ease. And even the first set of the concert is already very telling of that. And then after that, we move on to Summer Days. And what I love about Summer Days is Jin's intro. Jin's vocal runs for this particular intro for the song, absolutely amazing. There's so much stability, so much strength, again, in terms of like the vocals, in terms of harmonies and everything worked so well. And it's such a fun song, but it also has a lot of like vocal runs and a lot of high notes in it that they performed really, really well, even in between all the fan servicing that was happening. And I absolutely love that. And then from there, it's MC. So MC was kind of like fun and quirky again, and it's kind of like weird since the theme sort of like transitioned into the whole like fan service thing, and it's kind of like nice because it kind of shows that they really missed doing a concert in front of a live audience, and that's why the entire theme of the MC is basically fan servicing. So there's that, but again, obviously with King and Prince, so the MC was really, really funny. And yeah, and then it transitioned into promoting and talking about Koiwazura. So Koiwazura was the next number. This one they already showed it, and it was included in the DVD, what they call this, like the DVD extras for Koiwazura as a single. So there's really not much to talk about Koiwazura other than the fact that, again, stage production is really, really beautiful. But then we start off with the unit songs. So for Recents, they had 2 unit songs. The one where Jin and Shaw produced together, that is going to be performed by Kishi, Kaito, and Jin. And then there's another one where vice versa. So you got the idea. And then, so for Jin and Shaw's produced song, Lost in Love, that song is just so heartbreaking. Like, it's so heartbreaking, it's insane. Like, there's just a lot of like feelings and heartache that went into that song. And they were talking about it, and they requested the audience to turn off their pen lights. And the song also had its own VDR. It had this little like I don't know, like little movie moment showing Kaito, Ren, and Kishi being in these very frustrating situations because, again, lost in love. It's about, you know, losing someone that you really, really, really are in love with, and then you want to forget them, but you can't. And there's just so much heartache that went into, you know, just the idea of it. And the stage production of it was just really, really beautiful. And like everything, like the color story, the outfits that they were wearing, it just fits so well in terms of the feelings of the song, because again, it's a song about love, but it's a song about losing someone as well. And it's just really mesmerizing to watch. And yeah, and I don't know, like, I'm running out of words to just talk about Lost in Love, because again, it's so much better to experience when you view it. And the way that they transitioned from that to I Promise was kind of like insane, given the messaging that you lose someone and that it's inevitable for you to forget them and you're gonna love them forever. And then I Promise us this song that talks about, you know, no matter what happens, no matter how far apart you are, there's always this one person where you vow your love to. And that kind of like juxtaposition between the two songs is again very smart when it comes to, you know, how they made the set list, and it just made so much sense, and I really, really love that. And then from that point, we enter Body Paint. Now, Body Paint was choreographed by Kaito, and they performed it with over this like pool of water kind of thing to really add on to the atmosphere of the song. The lighting is very, very like kind of like nice and different and everything like that. And personally, so I have like some personal things to nitpick about Body Paint. In a straightforward angle, it kind of looks like very constricted, very restricted, and given there's a lot of movement, so I feel like I'm not sure what it is, but there's just very differences in terms of energy and stuff like that. But on the concert cut itself, it's definitely a lot better. But I have to say that the production of it, the stage prod for it, is really, really good. In terms of the effect, it must have been really, really hard to dance on water. But I like how from there it transitioned to Bubbles in Trouble, which again Kaito also helped choreograph. And I like how I love Bubbles in Trouble because it's just a very nice and chill song. that again, even if body paint is such an intense song, the transition was really really good in terms of the color story of everything. It's not like a total whiplash, if you get what I mean, because you kind of like the excitement or the adrenaline from one song moves to this other song that would make like feel very chill and stuff. And I've said this, but for Bubbles in Trouble, it's kind of nice because again, live singing and everything. I love how Sho and Kishi's voices were like doing all these falsettos and runs, backing vocals part for Bubbles in Trouble, and the choreography was really, really good. The energy on stage was really, really something, and yeah, and it's definitely an interesting starter from the laughs that you're gonna get when the Tsupari Tamashi thing happened, which is the unit song for Sho and Jin as planned by Kaito, Kishi, and Ren. So for that, they have this entire concept of being Yankees, both of them fighting over the same girl, but it's still very comedic in a way that it's very theatrical and campy. There's like the comedic value at the end of it, and it's again, it's a very interesting sort of like middle ground from the that we're already entering the more theatrical and the more dynamic part of the concert when this happened, and then that transitions to Fija Diva. Now, Fija Diva as a song, it's one of those things where again it reminds you of Disneyland, but what I love about this song as compared to Orisen from Land is that for Fija Diva, it's definitely, I don't know, there's definitely a lot of like changes in terms of the genres and niches that the song tapped into just through the entire run as it is. And it's also very engaging to the audience, the way that you try to get the audience involved, and I really really like how that is in terms of the giant Uchiwas and everything. I'm not sure at this point if I'm still making sense because I'm just trying to describe the concert as is, but I feel like for this particular number, it's kind of like really really wise, and I feel like the song was conceptualized with the idea of how it is going to be if it's performed live, because again, there's a lot of like engagement that happened in this particular number where you get the audience to really like join in to create the atmosphere for the song. So I really really like that. And then from there we get Maggie Knight. Now for this one of my favorite costumes so far from them, like even from first concert until now, I really really like the feel of these costumes. I mean, I just like the entire feel of it. And Maggie Knight, again, it's this entire concept for Resense, where it's a play of water and fire, I guess, in terms of the elements, and how Maggie Knight is always going to be fire because again, choreography, it's about this entire thing of navigating through things and going through these things and being unwavering and stuff, and it gives off that kind of energy. And then from there, what's interesting is they really went from that to, and again, Maggie Knight is a theme song for Miman Kisatsu, so the transition from having that to this very utilitarian type of dance line that has a drum beat to transition to the opening of Magic Touch was, I feel like, again, is a very smart way of weaving into the set list. So I've been praising the set list a lot because I feel like the transition from one song to another is really really good, and this is again another proof of that because again, Maggie Knight, the whole like very pointed movements, moving on to this particular dance line, which again also has this very like drum beat, soldierish kind of like vibe to it that pushes you into the intro for Magic Touch. And then again, obviously Magic Touch as a number, I absolutely love this. So there's just so much love just for the performance itself. And then after all that hype, immediately hit you with Imaki Mini Taitai Kato. Imaki Mini Taitai Kato is one of my favorite songs from Kinpuri ever. Absolutely love that song. And there's just so much emotion that goes into the song, and the way that they performed it is just so beautiful. And this is me just totally being biased, but Sho's expression for this particular song was just a lot. Like, it was just like he was feeling the song so much that, and I remember when they sang this during Land, I cried, and it was also at the point of the concert for this one when I cried. Like Imaki always does this to me. It has just that impact to me, and I absolutely just, I don't know, just love that. But at the same time, like I cried when they were performing it, and yeah, and imagine that after Magic Touch, and then Imaki just comes in and makes me cry and stuff. And from there, we get this intermission, and then I can't shut up about this enough. I am a massive fan of the crane. Now, if you're following me on Twitter, then you would know the crane. I'm a huge fan of the crane. I call it the crane, but basically it's, as they describe it, Johnny's first ever mecha arm. And there's basically like really like 7-ton mecha arm that extends through like shifts in different directions so that fans just can see them from different directions. They can reach them. It's such an insane thing to just watch. So just imagine if you're there live, because I'm just watching it through the screen, and I was really, really impressed, and it just so much. They had that when they performed from Memorial until Cinderella Girl, and they were just there, you know, just trying to reach out to the audiences and stuff. And yeah, so basically Memorial, Bokuro no Great Journey, Love Paradox, Super Duper Crazy, Oh My Girl, and then Cinderella Girl, they performed it riding that crane, mecha arm thing. I call it a crane. I call it the octopus crane. And I absolutely just love that crane so much, like a lot. I feel like I'm more of a fan of the crane than kinpuri itself. No, but yeah, but I absolutely love that. And I love how they just, I'm really, really curious about that entire thing. I want them to just, I don't know, I can watch an entire like documentary just on that mecha arm alone. I'm just saying. And then Dear My Tiara. So they ended the concert with, not really ended, but like ended the concert prior to the encore with Dear My Tiara. I love this song so much. I have so much love for this song because it talks about always being together through this journey that you're going through so far. And I just absolutely love it. And again, it's very telling given the title that it's kinpuri to their fans. But another reason why I absolutely love it is because during the bridge, there's this line that Shaw sings that I absolutely love. I don't have words. I just love that because it just shows so much of his improvement from his voice from then to now, for him to be able to do that smooth transition, and I absolutely love that. But I just love Dear My Tiara in general, especially that particular part, and I love how they decided to end the concert like that. And I don't know, but after that, imagine that, and then ending it, and then the encore would be Shiwa Segai Yoku Nao Aohito, and then Golden Hour. So just imagine the change in energy for that. And the way that they did their MC, the bouncing off was really good. There's a lot of balance when it comes to who's talking, who's anything. And even the in-between moments, like you just feel that there's just so much, a lot of like really careful planning and growth really went into the concert, and I absolutely love that. There's a lot more to say about it that I probably have forgotten while I'm just rambling about this, but this is definitely one of like, it made me look forward as to what they have in store for 2022 simply because of what they delivered with Resense. And yeah, so with that said, tell me down in the comments below, what are your thoughts about this concert? Have you seen it? I don't know, let's just talk it out, everything as usual. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and you would want to hear more from me, please hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon in a new one. Bye!